So we are live. Um, Welcome to Fabric Chicks, and we have Quilting for Guidelines. I think
Or
John.
actually guidelines for quilting, but
Well, okay. Well, thank you for correcting me. You know what? This might be a little bit crazy. We're up here at look at. I'm showing you guys the trash. No, it's actually dyed fabrics. Okay. So we are. It's a kind of a mess because we're at a retreat. Here is our retreat ladies, and they all are on their phones so that they can watch you. So, do you want to?
bonjour, ladies, les belles filles.
Can you guys see him?
I can't see him. Where is he? I know. Oh, I see.
Wait. Oh, he's cute. Look at. What did you say, Penny?
I love his mustache. What a doll. And look, he's got black and white striped shirt on.
Hey, okay, so I'm just going to turn it right over to you. Hang on a second. Wait.
Well, it's so good to go up.
Okay, get behind it.
Bonjour, les belles filles, which means the beautiful women. When John told me I would have a whole room full of beautiful women, I said, John, go away. And I took over. My name is Jean-Claude. And I'm waiting for who?
Okay. Ready?
Okay, we are ready for now. My assistant, or actually my boss, I should say. Can you all hear me? Because I don't hear anything back. Oh, there she is.
Watch out. I just landed.
Sacre bleu, it's Patsy the Patchwork Pixie.
I'm the one and only Patsy, the Patchwork Pixie.
I should have got more glue.
It was kind of hard to balance this wine, and then also re-entering the atmosphere of Earth is kind of a difficult, kind of tricky. I don't know if you've ever tried it. But anyhow, right?
No.
Yeah, but especially balancing the wine, it's hard, you guys. Are you having some drinks over there? I guess we don't hear.
Yeah, how come we can't hear anybody? All we see is us and don't hear anybody, can't see anybody. Are you still there?
Are you guys
Oh,
still
I think
connected?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
Wait,
Are you guys still
there they are.
connected?
Wait, there, can you
Okay,
hear
you're
me?
still there. Okay, so Patsy, what are we
Yes.
going to show first?
Yes, I was going to. Well,
Yeah, I would put that right there. So, no, not. I don't think that's a good idea.
okay, would you take this away first? Okay. So I'd like to show you guys some magic today, and what was that? Incantation.
What you did.
Experiment.
Okay, well,
Okay.
we're going to. There you
There you go.
go. Okay.
One more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
Modern technology. Can you
There
make
you
this
go.
stay on? Nah,
Sorry about that.
Okay.
It just didn't go.
All right,
think it's
anyway,
probably
we are
the
going to
bottom.
show. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I already slip-proof all the rulers here. So I want, what's your name?
Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude. To
Well.
cut this piece. Actually, you kind of screwed this up already.
I'm fired.
This was already connected.
I know, but I want to show them how to do it. Can't I? So our
Yeah,
No,
you have-
trigger.
that was a part
Penny,
of the
because
magic.
the girls need all the help they can get.
Okay.
That was a magic that I already connected it.
So I'm going to spoil the
You
magic.
took it apart.
The trick to this is it has little alignment tabs in it and a lip edge. So you go against the lip edge, against the little alignment tabs, perfectly straight there. And then you can take another ruler and put it in against the first one and against the lip edge. And you now have a corner split.
Yeah.
That magic, okay.
That was the magic.
The nice thing is if you square up with two rulers, I'm sure many of you do this. This would be the same side I'd be cutting on, and this gives me a nice long line to line up to here. So if I get lined up straight down here, and I can concentrate just on this ruler. So if I get straight down here, I'm going to be, the other ruler's at that perfect right angle.
Okay, let me do this.
You're going to do it?
Okay, this is just like a single ruler, right? Corner square. So without disturbing the folded, carefully folded, layers of fabric, you just need to line it up to the bottom line there. And when you're ready, just pinch these little knobs so that's going to come off. And then you can cut all the way.
Did you notice how this did not
And
move
then
a
it did
little
not
bit?
slip. The reason why it didn't slip is because we attached these grip strips on the back. Do you see this?
Yes.
These are already attached only on the narrow edge, only on the back and on both edges. So they act like high heel tips, all the pressure gets concentrated only on the narrow edge. So that's why it did not slip. So this roller doesn't slip, and then this template does not slip. They're pliable, so you can bend them.
And it really is incroyable, magnifique. It's different than anything else you've ever tried. The first time I did this, someone said I sound like Rosanna Dan on Saturday Night Live, so I lose my French accent. But anyway, it is magnifique and incroyable because all the pressure that you put here goes to the edges. And if you get the little dots, the little sandpaper things, stuff like that, there is nothing out there that works as well as the grip strips by Guidelines for Quilting.
And then also you can cut them up to smaller pieces for smaller templates too.
What if you had a bent template?
What?
A curvy one?
Yes.
Hey, like this right here. Yes, magnifique for this as well. In fact, we made an improvement to them. We made them a little thinner, so now they stay on curved edges perfectly too. Plus, they concentrate the force better.
So, ladies, it's got 6 grip strips that 12-inch long. So you can slip-proof this size and then also this size, this 12-inch one.
Well, we have it here. Oh, you've already put one. Oh, you put one together over there, huh?
Yes. Actually, you can make a 3-foot ruler by connecting 2 together. Or you can make a 4-foot ruler by connecting 2 24-inch rulers together as well.
And these suction cups, they really grip. They're amazing. But they have little tabs on them. So to take them off, you just push those little tabs and they come right off.
Yes.
You try to do your magic again. And you can also go side by side. So if you have to do a little wider cut and maybe you're at a retreat, could happen. You could go to a retreat and you don't have all the different sizes of rulers. You just say, hey, excuse-moi, s'il vous plaît, may I borrow your 6x12?
I already have that, Jonathan.
Oh, you beat me to it. Okay, well, now you got a 12-inch square.
There you go. So you don't have to travel with long or wide rulers, and that can be dangerous.
Are there any questions, les belles filles?
Not yet. Do you ladies have any questions for them? Oh, I thought somebody was raising her hand, but she was just stretching.
Was that you?
I have a question for you guys. Do your rulers slip once in a while or all the time? Or are you using like a 15-pound weight on your rulers?
Okay, girls, she has a question. Do your rulers slip around on you, or do you use a big 15-pound weight? You know what? They're all watching you on all their devices, and it's all delayed at different times. Okay, so you ladies at home that are actually really focusing, because these girls here are a little bit hard. Do your rulers slip around, or do you ever have problems with rulers? Do you guys have any questions? I'm guessing the fairy has the best answers.
The pixie. The patchwork pixie.
I know that some ladies cut it like this. Like this.
Yeah, that's what Dorothy says. She says she just leans on her ruler so she doesn't have any slipping.
Mm-hmm. Well, this will be so much easier. A little bit of pressure in the middle. It's like having a whole bunch of hands on both sides of the ruler. It really eliminates that pivoting and slipping. And again, you can cut them, bend them. You can put them on all your rulers, all your templates, and it will make it so much easier.
So once you put the grippy on the ruler, can you take it off and put it on a different ruler, or you need a grip for each ruler?
You can. I honestly, most people don't, but you can see it comes off. It doesn't leave any residue. But most people, once they put it on, this can never stay on.
Yeah, no
if-
residue.
They usually just leave them on. I tell people, if you have a specialty ruler and you're not going to be switching it constantly, then yeah, that's probably a good idea, because we do peel them back like it shows all the time. And
Right.
after maybe a dozen shows, then you
Yeah.
start to see it start.
Oh,
moving.
and also one more thing, please do not wash them. Some people ask me like,
That
shows
there's another
like,
thing, yeah.
can I wash them after the wearing out? I mean, if you wash them, you may just wash out adhesive too. So you cannot wash them.
But
Well,
again,
I'm going to tell you, I've been quilting for 30 years. I've never washed a ruler.
Oh yeah, wash the question is wash
No,
the strips.
yeah, that's it.
You don't want to wash the strips.
No. No,
But
if you're
make
washing
sure-
your rulers, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But make sure the surface of the ruler is clean, and so it dust free.
When you first put them on,
Yes.
just maybe wipe
Right.
it off
Right.
then, because then it'll
Yeah.
stay on.
And then it's not going to be sticky. You can slide as easily over the fabric or any surface, but once you press it down, it doesn't move anymore. So that's the gist of it.
Yeah, and when you put it on,
Perfect.
they're not going to fall off on you. They're going to stay right on there unless you do decide to peel.
It's going to be so much easier on your shoulder, arm, and back.
Yes. Well, and sometimes when you do lean on them, they slip anyways. So
Yeah.
the grips really do help, especially for those of you with arthritis or with any kind of anything. And
Yeah, and
Rondi
also-
wants to know, can you cut the grippy things?
Yes.
To make them-
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You
what we
can
did
cut them
here.
to
They're
size.
about 12 inches long. So on a 24-inch ruler, you're going to have 2 on each edge, and on a 12-inch, 1 on each edge.
Mhm.
But here we've cut them exactly to fit, and it's really easy, because you can actually put them on and then take your cutter and just cut them to right on the edge there.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
then
we
does
showed
anybody
you.
have any questions about how to use the connectors? Dorothy says she wants to know what he uses that orange curvy ruler for. A company sent her one in an order that she didn't actually order, and they didn't want it back when, and she let him know it was a mistake, but she's never known what to use it for.
You talking about this one?
Yeah. What
I
do
mean,
you use?
we got it from, I think, the person that designed it at one of the shows, because she was testing how well the grip strips worked on it.
So you've
it's,
actually
Sue
never made a
Pellin.
quilt using that ruler?
They call it leaves galore, and I think it's just, for cutting a wave edge design, a scalloped edge.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's for.
But I mean, she was saying how with any curve like this, that gets even harder when you're trying to cut. The grip
Yeah.
strips make it to where you don't have to think about holding the ruler in place. It's so easy now to hold that you can really just concentrate on the cutter. You don't have to be all that leaning into it there.
Right. Oh,
So,
Becky says it's to make leaves and vines.
well, yeah.
There you
Yes. And then also this connector can be used as a handle,
No,
Yes.
really?
but there's a lip edge on one end sticking down. So just avoid that part. Just get this out of the way, and then push the suction cups in, and then you can use it as a handle.
go. Oh, that's perfect. So if you have a problem gripping your rulers, that makes it so easy.
Yeah, it's easy to slide it, over your fabric that way.
And I should say, in combination with the grip strips is why this works so well, because this is the way I would normally hold the ruler. And with the grip strips, you can just easy to get lined up, make little adjustments, and then my hand is right where I want to hold it when I'm cutting. Without the grip strips, I'd have to move my hand down here and do all that, or do the whole leaning into it. But with the grip strips, I can hold it like that, get lined up, cut the full length of the ruler, and it's not going to slip on me.
Perfect.
And then
girl-
Beth, you're asking us how to connect them.
Yes.
So again, there's a lip edge. I don't know if you can see. Can you see?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so lip edge kind of butts up against the edge of the ruler, and then you just need to go down like this, and then alignment tabs stops it from moving beyond this edge. Then you can push the suction cups in, and then you can keep doing that to make a 3-foot ruler.
Perfect.
And
Okay.
And to release it, there are little teeny knobs here. So I just pinched them and then they came apart. You can connect them this way as well.
So this is the first thing we showed, making the we call it a corner square to square up the edge of the fabric.
Right.
It shows, we always ask people, have you ever used 2 rulers to square up? And a lot of people do try to juggle 2 rulers. It's so nice to have them connected together like that. And then, and by the way, the grip strips again, it's one of our most popular products because once you get all lined up, it's real easy when you're doing things like this to have this one move on you. But with the grip strips, again, that little bit of pressure holds it. So it really locks in that ruler. Just a little bit of pressure and it's going to stay right where I've got it lined up. Because that's annoying when you get all lined up and then, oops, bump it a little bit.
Right.
So that was making the corner squares a great way to square up. The grip strips are a great way to cut the pieces accurately. The next thing is we have to sew them together accurately.
Right.
Are you going to do your noise again?
Machines, yes.
Yeah, please do.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead. Or do you want me to do this first? There you go. Okay.
Noise. You guys are so technical.
So I know you're all going to be really jealous, but we have the super deluxe little so-and-so here.
It's so cute.
And we, one of our most popular products has been our seam guides. People love them. They're just the right height to, they have just enough height there to guide your fabric perfectly against the guide there as you're sewing. But the trick in quilting is to have all your seams come out an exact 1/4 inch. And I think you've all heard this term before, the scant 1/4 inch. All that means is that you sew slightly less than a 1/4 inch so that when the thread and the fold get added in and you press everything flat, that your finish sizes come out accurate.
I'm going to show you guys this chart.
That's probably
I don't know if you can see that. Scant 1/4 inch you sewed, plus the thread in the fold becomes full 1/4 inch seam allowance. Does it make sense?
Yep. Pull it away a little bit so they can see the whole
You
paper.
were really close.
There you go. There you go. All right. Perfect.
And then, yeah, just showing the bottom. But that's the idea is if you cut a 2.5 inch piece, what should be left on the outside should be exactly 2 inches. And if you get that right, the whole process is simple.
And then also your pointy points will be coming out clearly. Otherwise, you may be chopping off the points.
Right, because a lot of people don't take into consideration that their thread actually adds bulk to their seam.
Yes.
Right, yeah. And also just when it wraps around the thread, the material adds, it takes a little bit more material out. Basically, everything comes out just a tiny bit smaller. And if you get that exactly right, everything is just easier to do. So the seam guides have been real popular. So what we did is we made a little setter. I'm hoping you can see it there. Is that in front on the camera? Yeah, I guess it is.
Yep,
So you can just put a seam guide in the setter. And the nice thing about that is when I peel the paper off of this, it's going to have the sticky back to it. Now it's not sticking to my fingers. It's completely hands-free. And the other thing that's nice about this one is there's just a hook on it. So I don't know if any of you have ever tried the ones with a little hole in it, but it can be a little tricky to get the needle down into a little hole. Plus there's usually a whole bunch of different ones. This is really simple, just a hook. So just lower your needle, hook on your needle, and press it down onto your machine.
Voila.
Wow, merci beaucoup. And,
so do you need a different seam guide for each of your machines?
Well, if you're going to be switching from machine to machine, these do peel off. They have a removable adhesive, but they come, both of the seam guide setter comes with 6 of the seam guides, and then we have replacement 6-packs too. So you could move it from machine to machine, but that's what wears them out. That's what will wear the adhesive out.
Right.
So you're going to have on multiple machines, so it's going to last longer if you do have a separate guide on each machine.
Yeah, but the great thing is when you peel this off, there's no sticky residue. So you can put them back on, they're reusable, repositionable, but, eventually you're going to have to toss them.
Oh, I need the picture of the P for pizza. I was going to show the splitting the guide.
And if you use your machine for piecing and for free motion, would you have to take the seam guide off when you do free motion?
Wait a minute. No, wait.
Nope, you get one.
Well, he just escaped.
Well, obviously you have no control.
He's coming back though. But he wanted to show you guys, what if you have like a top loading bobbing machines Do some of you have top loading bobbin machines?
Yes.
You do? Well,
Yep.
if that's the case, you can split them in half like this, so that one end remains on your sewing machine and the other end is going to be on your bobbin case.
Which is why I left
Okay.
to get this.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so what I'm showing here is, yeah, if you split it right where your cover opens, then when you pop the cover off, that part will stay on the cover. That'll be in front of the cover. And then when you put the cover back on, you're right back good to go.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you do have a top loading bobbin, which a lot of machines do, they are going to last a lot longer if you do that. And the setter makes it real easy to do that, because what you can do is hook it on your needle, and then you're going to slide it right inside of there, exactly where you're going to want it, and then mark on it right where your cover opens. And then just take it down on your table, take a rotary cutter, split it right there, and then back into the seam guide setter. So the same thing, that'll be on the cover, that'll be on the other side of it, and that way you're not peeling it on and off every time you load your bobbin.
Yep. Just believe me, trust us that it's going to be like a magic. Your points will be coming out accurately, and your patches will be coming out accurately too.
So you can see there, it gives me a real consistent width because I'm lining up to the guide, and then the blue part. By the way, and a lot of people sometimes wonder, does this blue part stay in there? No, the blue part is only to get it the right distance from the needle. So after you do that, then you take this part out. But then you guide right along the edge of the guide, and it's just the right height. If I put my finger on the guide, the fabric will go right against that guide under my finger. And it's kind of nice too, because it's not, some things are so tall that you can't do anything over the top of them. This, if you need to do just a little bit of something, you don't necessarily have to take the guide off, because it's not so tall that it's going to be in the way there. And you will get accurate finished sizes.
Yeah, and scant 1/4 inch is like a, it's like a myth. That, I mean, some people would think like a myth, like a
Well,
unicorn, but
we are
this is not
online.
unicorn.
We have started battles of people just screaming about how there's no such thing as a scant 1/4 inch. And the problem is that if someone says, what's the correct seam allowance for quilting, the answer is a 1/4 inch. But if someone says, what seam allowance should I sew for quilting, the answer is a scant 1/4 inch. So it just depends on what you're talking about. What is it you actually sew? What is it you actually end up with? And it just makes some people quite crazy about trying to figure that out. But it's actually, no matter what you're doing in quilting, you're adding an extra 1/4 inch when you cut the pieces. You want to take out that exact 1/4 inch and have what's left on the outside, the finished size, be what you cut minus the 1/4 inch on both sides. And again, the whole process just is easier.
Yeah, actually, this one of the attendees at shows told me that she was making a queen size quilt, the faithfully just using a 1/4 inch foot on the sewing machine, and then ended up, being few inches smaller than she thought because of the scant 1/4 inch, and then it's going to add up.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, well, we do have a testimonial in our retreat room here. I'm trying to go find her machine because she says she's actually using it right now. And they always love it when I put them on the spot.
Fantastic.
Okay, here. Hey, Lynn, I hear you have it on your machine right now.
I do, but I'm applicating right this second. So,
But
this shows that you don't have to take it off.
So you don't have to take it off when you're doing applique or free motion quilting, right?
So I'm almost done.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Hang on.
Great to hear that.
And that is that a Bernina?
Yeah.
And there it is, right
There it is,
there.
right there.
Looks
Oh,
like
there it
we're
is.
just
Oh,
on it.
well, that's nice. I appreciate that.
So there it is, a testimonial. And how many of these do you have on your machines, and how long have you been using it?
They're on all my machines, and you had.
No sound.
Do you have enough to last a lifetime?
No,
Except for that you
no,
can't find them,
I'll-
you're not very
I'll put them
organized.
in and I'll tear them up and I'll buy more.
Okay.
Neither we
Okay.
are.
There you go. Real life testimonial.
Is that the lake I'm seeing kind of in the background there?
That is Lake Tahoe.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Magnifique.
So pretty.
Yes, I know. This is the retreat room. So this is where the ladies are all set up sewing.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
we're
then
not
at night, do you all go skinny dipping?
We do in Lake Tahoe, and it's very nippy. All right, here, I'm going to put you guys back on. Whoops.
I am surprised no one's drinking now.
Wait, hang on a second. Oops. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's drinking now because Beth, you love margaritas, I guess.
You know what? They all have sippy cups, so I would not be surprised if I found something besides water in their sippy cups.
All right.
They're just not admitting to it. They're just not as showy as you are. They're trying to keep it on the down low.
Okay. Well, here's to you guys from us. Cheers.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we will post the website for those of you who are watching, so that you can go direct and order the products. And they actually have a lot more products. What's the next show you guys are going to be at? What's the next live show you guys are going to be at?
Scottsdale.
Okay, so we'll see you at Scottsdale. We have a couple of ladies in here that will be at the Scottsdale show, and there's a couple online that are watching. So do you guys know? I know I'm the worst at this. I never know what booth I am in, but do you guys know what booth you're going to be in?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's not us.
Yeah,
it's
it's not
John and Risco, which
It's not that
they're okay. They're all right, but
it's a big show, so you can find us there.
For sure. And are you doing a class or a lecture?
He's doing a class.
Oh, John does one, yes.
Yes, John.
John-
John
okay, so-
does.
What time can they see John in real person doing a class?
We don't know either.
I think it's probably one.
1 or
1
2
o'clock.
maybe.
Okay. So make sure you go to your to the website and print the schedule, because you're not going to want to miss the class in person. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And go get some sewing done. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you for
Merci
inviting
beaucoup.
us.